Good morning. Today is 4/21/2018, and had a fairly bad night in electronic torture, being a targeted individual. I just hope that the world wakes up and realizes that with the infrastructure, I call the lake of fire the cell towers. And once you are chipped, that means that just like a television, the remote can find your position through GPS and all this stuff. And they can direct an energy beam at you. Number one, they can barbecue you with it, because the power companies have put so much power to these cell towers that is not at all needed. There's a reason why they put those big old wires and cables, because they can create, by taking all these cell towers and putting them together, a nuclear bomb type situation, a incredible e-impulse. You got radio towers, smart meters connected to very high power. You got the Wi-Fi networks and the cell towers, Gwyn, HARP, NexRad, Doppler radar. All of these things are designed as kill weapons. And the reason why today I'm going to talk about Giuliani added toughness, star power to the legal team of Trump. A lot of us in the truth community are looking at this as, is Trump back on our side? Now, one of the things I've learned when I've studied the bombing of Syria is that I don't think anybody was killed. I don't know. I heard that there were 200 Russians killed, but I don't even know if that's true. I couldn't find any details on this. I'm truly hoping and praying that Putin, Giuliani, Trump, North Korea, South Korea, and even negotiations with China are underway. Or we know that he just met with Japan, right? Because we know that the deep state has attacked Japan with earthquake, oscillating Tesla technology weapons, directed energy type weapons. We know that they were testing these weapons possibly in Oklahoma, and we know for a fact in California, and that there are tremendous amount of homeless people in California right now. So we are under attack, guys. We are in the third war. It's a spiritual battle, good versus evil, and I pray for Donald Trump all the time. When he did Benghazi, I cried, because I thought to myself, that's a sovereign nation. So is Russia a sovereign nation? This is why the deep state hates Russia, right? And what's happening to America? We've got a chance to go back to a sovereign nation, because our court systems are set up in maritime admiralty, foreign banking law proceedings. We can go back to the Constitution. This is the best thing that could ever happen to the world. And what's happening? They're recruiting our police, our military, we know the FBI, the DOJ, the NSA. We know that. That's out in the open with Mueller and Comey and McCabe, and I mean, they're all blabbering to each other. Comey's freaking writing a book and going on TV, and he's being indicted. I mean, this is insane. I pray that Mr. Trump stay alive through this, and he's not assassinated by the deep state. And I pray that the reason why him and Giuliani got together is that they now have evidence by seizing documents from the FBI, these FISA warrants and stuff, that they covered up 9/11. Now, there's no way that Donald Trump and Giuliani are dumb enough. They're not that stupid. They're not even close to that stupid. Both of these men knew that 9/11 was an inside job. But let me tell you something, what a man in these positions do. They don't say anything. They can't. If they say anything, they'll kill them. They'll ruin their career instantly. So what do? That's why the serpent was always considered the wisest. You slither your way into their organization like becoming the president. And then you slowly dismantle them from the top on down. Now, we know that the corporations and the mainstream media can't stand Trump. I mean, it's just constant. Stephen Colbert, please. Oh, my God. I pray that he's the first one to go off the air. I've actually flicked on Stephen Colbert, and every single time I go through the channel, and I go, oh, well, it's Stephen Colbert times. I'm going to speed up and go through Channel 4. But every time, sometimes I'll just say to myself, well, let me watch it and see if he's talking about Trump. Every time. And I've clicked on his channel at least 150, 200 times in the past freaking 6 months. And every time he's talking bad about Trump. I mean, every conversation is about Trump. I mean, it's just they're putting their full force in here. It's funny how they have... now, I'm going to see this as code, guys. Watch this. All right, so on MSN, okay? This is MSN. Watch what they did. If you've studied my Gematria, you'll know that I know what I'm talking about. Do not ever think I don't know what I'm talking about. So right beside Donald Trump and Giuliani on MSN is the Green Bay Packers guy with the number 77. Let me try to find it. I don't have the full screen on, so let me try to get it back in here. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to go... What the heck? What's happening here? Why can't I go to the screen? There it is. There she blows. Look at that. And look at this, number 33. Look at that. They don't do this. This is code, guys. Christ is 77 and Jesus dies at 33. I'm seeing these numbers constantly. 74 is Jesus. I see that number constantly. Okay? And you know what they do to... There's Jesus dies at 33, and you know what they did to Christ, and we know what they did to Jesus, right? So whenever you see the numbers 77, 33, and 74, Christ is 77, Jesus is 74, and Jesus dies at 33. So look, they're saying, kill these guys. I'm telling you. And this is MSN guilty of... This is murder. This is them telling the deep state to murder these two men. I'm telling you. Right there. You cannot deny this. I can prove it. So, we know that the Green Bay, I've seen this in Gematria before. So, let me just see if I've got enough time to do this. Shucks, I'm not connected to the internet. So, let me go back. But... there is a look. This is the Green Bay is typically, green. That's the hazel-eyed Rh negative people. I'm telling you. The yellow is the color of the sun of God. I'm telling you. So whenever you see the Green Bay, and they even call them cheeseheads. CH is Christ. EE is the number 10. Okay. SE is 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, which is a symbol of the letter X. So, people don't know what... I mean, when the common human mind sees the word cheese, they think of cheese. But that's not what the ancients thought it was. It's just like ships and hips. Okay, it's just like words and swords. Just move the S. Okay, they say that they have control of your mother's ships, which are her hips, which is her birth, and they have a birth certificate, and they own you, and the water in the mother's womb. I mean, they use all these words that you don't know what it means, and now they enslave you with it. That's what the swords are. They cut like a knife. So